How's that for timing? I don't think you can get much better than that. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Get Live training call for Saturday, March the 7th. Holy cow, I got to change my calendars. I just realized we left in February and we came home in March. Oh, it's great to be home. It really and truly is. Even I'm suffering grandchilditis. So I've been carrying my grandkids around a little too much, and I have a few issues with my hands going numb and my back's a bit sore, and this too shall pass. I just got to get it back where it belongs. Just want to put a big shout out there to Steve Hagen for covering our call last week. Much appreciated. And I know you guys had a great time learning about the colors of personality, and I'm going to ask Steve to come back and do the call live with us one weekend so that we can get a really good recording of it, because I would love to get that one up, a recent recording of the colors training for our followers, because I think it's training that's important in any business. I think it's something you need to understand even a little bit. It's not, I don't know that you have to master it, but I know that understanding it a bit helps. It certainly does help. It helps you recognize who you're working with, and from there you can decide how best to work with them. So great to see everybody here today. Thank you for taking time out of your Saturday. And Steve, thank you for last week. I appreciate you always covering us. You're always there. You're a great partner, and it's nice to know that we can always rely on you. And hey, it gives everybody here a break and lets them hear something different other than me. They get tired of me, and they're going to get really tired of me, because my call this week is going to be a broken record. And I have decided that I am going to go on and on and on and on and on and on and on about this subject for as long as I need to. I think that will be forever, because I have been talking about this subject for 15 years, and I came to realize today that I still need to talk about it. I still need to discuss this in a way until you get it in such a way that you never forget it. And at that point, you will have success at your end. I promise you. I'm going to talk about connecting your dots. How many of you actually have your dots connected? I'm very curious. We're going to spend a little time at the beginning of our call talking about who Dawn and I are, where we came from, why you'd even listen to us. That's always a fun part. And then we're going to have a bit of time with Dawn today. I'm afraid that Dawn is under the weather. We had sick grandchildren who passed on their loveliness to Dawn, so he's playing with viruses today and a bit under the weather. However, he's still going to come up and inspire you on connecting your dots, and then we'll get into our training part of the call, and I'm going to be talking to you about making sure your dots are connected, understanding what that means, because I've come to realize that you do have a lot of excuses. You have a lot of reasons. They're all valid. You got a lot of them, though, and they're valid only to you. They're really not valid. There is no reason for you to be overwhelmed. There's no reason for you to be confused. There's no reason for this not to work. Who agrees with that statement? We get into our little bit here about who we are, where we came from, who that statement, that there's nothing here, that you don't need to be overwhelmed, that this is not difficult. What we're teaching you is simple. I don't know why you complicated it. We're going to talk a little bit about that today, because I have some theories on why you complicate this process. I don't know what it is. I've been teaching this for 15 years. It's simple in my mind, and for 15 years, and I suppose until I get bored of doing this, I continue to make it simpler and present it to you in a way that you understand. Because when you understand this process that I'm going to share with you today, you can create magic. I created magic quite a few years ago, back in 1998. I put it out there. I was looking for somebody to share my life with. I was looking for somebody to have fun with. I was looking for somebody who was a lot like me, who really complimented me, who I could compliment. And I was really excited in 1998 when I met the man of my dreams, Mr. Don Legere, and we have been having fun ever since. And it was about a year later that we both found ourselves with the opportunity to not be in the corporate world anymore. And we both come from the corporate world, both from the financial aspect of it, from opposite ends. Don is from the economics end, and I'm from the accounting end. He was in banking and employee benefits and that end of things, the investment end of things, and I was in the accounting end of things, the tick and bob and making sure that everything is working properly. And so we met and we had a lot in common. Most importantly, I met the most fun person I'd ever met. And so when we found ourselves with the Golden Handshake, we decided, hey, we're kind of geeky. Don and I are both a little geeky. Yes, we are. We love technology. We've always got the latest technology, and internet business was pretty new and pretty crazy back then. We thought, hey, we're going to build our business from home online. And we ventured into the internet, and we had a lot of successes along the way. We had a lot of businesses come and go. I just love it when, there's always something new coming out, and people are saying it's the next best thing, and yeah, sometimes they are and sometimes they aren't. And I learned to not attach to things so closely, and I learned very early on the importance of multiple income streams. And more importantly, the one lesson I learned in early 2000 was how important it was to build a list. And it is something that I have been teaching since 2003 when we started our own program called the Contact List Builder. We've created great success online in affiliate marketing and network marketing. I always tell the story of in 2006 when we joined the Shackley Corporation. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Shackley, pretty awesome company, still is. And when we joined that company, we were an overnight success. We qualified for a trip to Mexico, all expenses paid. We got to meet the owner of the company, multi-billionaire Roger Barnett, came to Calgary, and we got to have drinks with him, cocktails with him. There were about 12 of us that, he was standing to my right. I'll never forget him taking a piece of paper out of his pocket to write down the ideas that were coming from our table. There were 6 of us at the table to Roger Barnett. It was pretty astounding, I must say, to just sit and talk to this guy who's a multi-billionaire and really ready to take this company places. And we were part of that. We were part of that excitement. And when we got to our trip 6 months later, in March, so we joined in September, and in March we went on this all expenses paid trip, and everybody wanted to know how we became an overnight success. We were number 2 for sponsoring in the company. We were Rookie of the Year. We won all kinds of awards. And they were all flabbergasted when I said, well, it was easy because I spent 7 years building my list. And it's the truth. It's a true story. It's a story that holds true till today. And I've discovered along the years how to connect my dots. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, is connecting the dots. That's been my ambition all these years, is to help others learn to do what I'm doing because it works for me. We had a great hangout yesterday for one of the programs we're with, and my sponsor, my good friend, business partner, Carl Halvetson, ran an open forum, and out of it came a lot of insight and a lot of ahas for people who were really starting to realize that they're complicating things. And so my goal in life is to make things simple, to help you understand how effective internet marketing really can be, that you can focus on building your list, and that you can build a business if you connect all the dots. I'm really excited about where we're going with our Contact List Builder program. It's 13 years this year that Contact List Builder has been out there helping individuals learn how to build their list, learn how to connect the dots. And today I'm going to be really excited to share a little more about connecting those dots for you. I want you to understand this process, how simple it really is, how effective it really can be, and that it simply requires some persistence on a daily basis to do the one thing you need to be doing, and that is building your list. I'm going to talk today about connecting the dots, and it all starts with building your list. And speaking about building your list, I didn't have a list yet when I met Don, but I went out there looking for him. We met through a dating site, and we found something very much in common. Actually, we have an awful lot in common. We complement each other. We're good for each other, and he makes me smile on a daily basis. He encourages me to always be more than I ever dreamed possible, and we do that for each other. And today, Don is not really 100%, so he is a bit under the weather, and we apologize for that. However, he still wanted to come up and talk to you guys a little bit of inspiration on life and living, because we all know it really doesn't matter how what we are experiencing in life. Right now, my fingers are, my right arm is really sore. I think I've got a bit of carpal tunnel. I know that my body is a bit out of alignment. I need to do some yoga and get it back into alignment, and I'm working on doing that. It's just recovering from the grandchildren for the last little while. However, that doesn't affect my attitude, does it? I can still have a great time. I can still enjoy myself. I can still smile. And I'm happy to say that this man has a big part of that and why I'm always smiling every day. He makes my heart pound. And today he's going to share a little bit of inspiration on life and living, and probably a little call than we're used to, but that's okay because I have a lot to talk about today. So without further ado, please a nice warm welcome for my partner in business and in life, Mr. Don Legere. Take it away, Don.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Good to have you here on an excellent Saturday morning here. Remember, the clocks go back tonight or up. You move them forward tonight, right? Clocks go forward tonight. If you're into changing your clock, some areas of the world aren't, so that's pretty cool. Jan's topic today is about connecting the dots. And I'm going to pull my information today from Steve Jobs and a speech he did to a commencement address he did at Stanford in 2005 on June 12th. At the time, he was CEO of Apple Computer. We all know about Apple, and as well as Pixar Animation Studios. I don't know if a lot of people know that he was involved in that as well. Now, he created he's a university dropout. He went to school for, I think it was 6 months. Then he dropped out, but he didn't drop out of school. He kept going to classes as a drop-in. And anybody can do that at any university in the country. I don't know if you're aware of that, but anybody can walk in and join any class they want at any university. And that's called auditing the class. And you can actually register at the university to audit whatever class you want to audit. And I did that for a few classes when I went to Queen's as well. But the reason why he dropped out of school is because he realized that the tuition that he was paying to get an education was the equivalent of all the life savings of his parents. In other words, every penny that his parents saved during life was being put toward him going to school. So he couldn't quite get his head around that. So he dropped out of school. In other words, he stopped paying tuition. And for the next 17 months, he just dropped in and went to occasional classes without telling his parents, of course. And he slept on the dorm room floors of his buddies. He collected 5-cent deposit bottles to pay his way, and once a week he walked down to the temple to get a free meal. And he actually mentioned in his address that he actually liked it. He was enjoying life quite a bit by doing what he wanted to do, not what society told him to do. And at the age of 20, him and Woz got together in his parents' garage and created Apple Computer. Now, one of those things that he created with the Apple Computer was the wonderful fonts, right? Everybody was used to working on the IBM with the structured fonts that looked like the old computer fonts. Remember the yellow screen or the green screen computers we used to have? Well, the Apple came out, it was a beautiful computer. And it could do everything that the IBM did. But the only difference was the fonts and the presentability of it. So, connecting the dots. Jan's going to be talking about connecting the dots today. And I thought it was timely to bring this short story about Stephen Jobs out because in the address he says, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So if you have trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future, you have to trust in something. You have to trust in your gut. You have to trust in your destiny. You have to trust in life. You have to trust in your karma. Whatever it is, just find the trust and your dots will connect. The approach has never let him down, he says, and it has made all the difference in my life. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. You just have to have faith that the process that you're employing each and every day will somehow connect together for you and create that wonderful life. Now, I'm pretty sure that Steve Jobs, working in his basement back then, didn't really believe that he could create a multi-billion-dollar corporation with thousands of employees, all providing them a way through life where they too could connect their dots. But the very fact of the matter is that he had one ingredient. He didn't have the education, although he did go to school. He didn't have the paper BA or MBA or anything like that. He had the knowledge, and he had the ability to create something that was wonderful and something that everybody in the world wanted. So when you're going through your life and you're frustrated and things aren't working out the way you think they should be, just trust. Trust in yourself that if you change direction, the dots will line up and you'll create something beautiful on paper. And with that, everyone, I'd like to wish you all the best results possible this week, even greater than you could hope or imagine. And Jan, with the room, I give back to you. Thanks, everyone.
What an amazing man, I got to tell you. What an amazing man. Connecting the dots in life, in business, whatever you're doing. You got to have your dots connected, folks. That's, you got to know what you're doing. You got to know why you're doing it. You got to, you just got to be connected. You got to do what's in your heart. And we were reading a book called Co-Creating at Its Best with Dr. Wayne Dyer and Abraham on our morning motivator call, and Dr. Wayne Dyer was talking about Steve Jobs and how he left what he was doing because his heart just wasn't in it. And then he came back and made it bigger and better than ever. Pretty awesome. Connecting the dots. I have a question for all of you today. I hope you'll play along with me. I hope that you will let go of everything you think you know and simply allow the information I'm going to share with you today to truly absorb into you so that you understand it. I don't know what happens when people come to the internet. I mean, people know when they go to school, and I'm sure all of you have been in school in some shape or form. Am I right? And in school, your teacher study plan, and they have a plan of what you're going to learn. Books, you're given textbooks, you're given notebooks, you're given assignments, and you follow the plan. Am I right? You guys can get that, right? I mean, if you've ever been to school, you know that's what happened. You're given the course outline, you're given a notebook and a textbook, and you read a chapter, and you do an assignment, and then there's exams, there's tests. That's how school works, correct? You're all agreeing with me. And I love it. I love this analogy, okay? Because I don't know what happens when you come on the internet, but for some reason, you don't think you have to do that. You think you can just learn it all at once. And so you become overwhelmed. You jump in and you think everything is just going to happen. You signed up, and then you signed up for this, and then you went over to here, and goodness gracious, and I don't know what I'm doing, and I haven't really done anything, and I've read lots of stuff, and I listen to a lot of people, and I'm trying to do everything, and it's just not working. So I don't know what it is, but for some reason, when you come online, you forget that here, too, is an education. And so if you were to approach your business on the internet as an education, and that people like me, I mean, I have a system called Contact List Builder where I have my Ready, Set, Go marketing system where I teach you how to build your list, how to create your personal brand, how to build a funnel, how to have multiple streams of income, simply by following a few simple steps. Does it work? Absolutely, yes, it does. It absolutely works. It only works, though, if you follow the system and if you set it up and if you do it. And that's what we're going to talk about here today. Whether you're following what we teach at Contact List Builder, whether you have your own business, your own funnel, your own marketing system, your own autoresponder, it doesn't matter. This process is the same. This is what you need to do on the internet. Connecting your marketing dots, connecting your business. If you don't do these things, you're not going to create success. You need to learn to do these things. You need to understand what it is that we're teaching here. And everybody does it differently. On our hangout yesterday, it was pretty awesome. You know, and I realized that people have misconceptions of what people do on the internet. Have you figured that out yet? People have misconceptions about what people do on the internet. And people have a huge misconception about what I do online. People think I'm very focused on one thing, that my niche is this. I'm thinking, well, okay, I do a little bit of everything. And the thing is that I do the things I enjoy the most, that bring me the most results. And yet I'm able to teach you to do all the things you may want to do. Therein lies the confusion, I think, for many, is that you have all those options available for you, and so it's difficult for you to understand where to go and what to do, correct? If so, again, I'm going to connect the dots for you today. If you can get a pen or pencil out and a piece of paper and really write this down and understand it, I think it will be easier for you to move forward. Now, at the end of the day, you have one prime objective here on the internet. Okay, whether you've been here forever or whether you're new to the internet, whether you're just starting out, whether things really haven't, your prime objective here on the internet is, Steve, you can't answer, Dawn, you can't answer, everybody else, throw it out there. What's your prime objective here on the internet if you want to build a business? You want to be successful at internet marketing, you want to use the internet to build your business, what is your prime objective? Barbara wins the prize today. Yeah, Barbara, you got it. Build your list. Build your list. Learn how to connect with that list. Learn what to do with that list. But initially, build it. If you follow the Ready, Set, Go marketing system at Contact List Builder, there's really nothing to think about or set up. It's you copy and paste. It's all done for you. You just have to build your list. How do you build your list? You advertised. Oh boy, there we go. We're off the track. We got the dots disconnected. I need you to consider what you're doing here. And we're going to talk about this in a little bit of detail. But I just need you to get the general picture of what you're doing here. We're going to talk about what you need, setting up campaigns, generating leads. But just right now, I just want you to sit back and think. So number one, you have a business, yes? Do you all have some kind of business that you want to be building? Right? You have a business. You might be in network marketing. You have a health and wellness business. You might have a coffee business. You might have a card business. Maybe you have an internet marketing business, a business that's basically digital. I mean, it doesn't matter. You've got something that's your primary income. You hear about multiple income streams all the time, and I have to re-educate people on what that is as well. It's not a distraction when you connect the dots. There are no distractions because your primary objective here on the internet is, what's your primary objective on the internet? Okay, I'm going to show you how to connect the dots. Is to build your list. From your list, I hope you're listening. From your list, which is your autoresponder. From your autoresponder, you will educate all of your subscribers on everything you do. That is where they hear about the health and wellness products that you take every day. That's where they're going to hear about the coffee you drink. That's where they're going to hear about the card company that you use. That's where they're going to hear about whatever it is that you're selling. It's also, are you still listening? It's also where they're going to hear about the tools and resources that you use, because they're all affiliate programs, are they not? All the ones I use are. And I know that when I recommend a program to you that works, many of you join that program and you upgrade. And when you upgrade, I get paid. So why don't you do the same thing? You just add it to your autoresponder. Okay? Is this starting to make sense for any of you? I just want to check. So let's talk about what you're going to need. Well, number one, you're going to need a professional autoresponder. There's a billion of them out there. Okay? It doesn't matter which one you use. Pick one and use it. If you're with Contact List Builder, our default autoresponder is GVO, Pure Leverage. So if you're using either of those, you can just use our codes. They work and everything is set up for you. If you're using any other autoresponder, we have the letters available, so you just have to copy and paste. But every autoresponder functions the same. We'll cover a little bit about those today, just so that you can get a feel for what your autoresponder looks like. Some of them call things differently. They look different. Every program's different, but it functions the same. You need a lead capture page. Do y'all know what a lead capture page is? Please tell me you do. Okay. Some people call them squeeze pages. It's simply a page that your visitor needs to fill out their name and email address, or even just their email address. The key here is they're subscribing to your list before they get the information. They're getting on your list, all right? So they're putting in their name and their email address. When you get somebody to do that, that's magic. Why is it magic? Because that person is now on your list and they can hear from you forever. Your list is gold. And they're on that list until they decide to unsubscribe. I have people say, well, you know, I have people on my list and they're not really doing anything. Should I remove them? No. May not be doing anything right today, but tomorrow that subject header just might catch their attention. You know, there was a lady on our call yesterday who's been following me for 8 years and just really couldn't put the dots together. Yesterday, the light bulb came on, and it really reminded me that I need to talk about it more and more and more so that you really understand your job here on the internet. Now, if you're spending more than 2 hours a day actually marketing your business, you're spending too much time. Your time should be spent following up with people. It does not take me more than 2 hours a day to do my advertising and marketing that builds my business, that makes us money. The rest of my day is spent following up with members. I own several membership sites, and so I'm a busy girl that way. I'm running my business. But I hear this all the time. I'm here 15, 14, 10 hours a day, 16 hours a day, and they're not making any money. Nothing's working for them. I'm like, well, let's relook at what you're doing, because this process is simple. You need a lead capture that's attached to your autoresponder. This is not hard to do. Okay? It's not hard to do. Seriously. If you think it's hard, it's going to be difficult. And, you know, if you think you can this, again, none of this is hard. None of it. Setting up a campaign. So I was looking through the different autoresponders, and some of them call your list a list, and some of them call it a campaign. A campaign or a list is the same thing. Don't let the terminology make you crazy. But, you know, just recognize that this is, nobody's here to make you crazy. There's a process here. You're going to, you go in there, you're going to set things up. You're going to set up your autoresponder. I don't know how to set up an autoresponder. Well, it's not hard. You're going to create a list. You're going to add a follow-up message. You're going to create a form. You're going to add that form to your capture page. If you're following what I teach at Contact List Builder, that's all done for you. You just copy paste the code and the campaign is set up for you. You just go and create a form, copy the code, add it to your page, which is also set up for you, and away you go. You're branded and ready to build your list. But your primary objective is to get this autoresponder set up so that you can start popping it with subscribers. Do you get that? So I'm going to throw a question out there. Do you have an autoresponder? Let me just I just want to put a space in here so I know that this is where I asked the question. Okay, so Marva does. Okay, so do you have an autoresponder? I just want to see if there's any no's here at all. Do you have an autoresponder? There was a time not that long ago when I would ask, do you have an autoresponder? And the answer was resoundingly no. Now, the second part of my question is a little trickier. I look around the room and I see a lot of CLB members, so I know that the answer is going to be yes to this question. Is your autoresponder set up? Meaning, do you have at least one campaign with at least one message set up so that you're using it? You've got a form and you can populate your autoresponder. It's good to go. It's building. Awesome. Love all these yeses. Haven't got a no yet. All right, so you guys are awesome. Now look around the room and I recognize your names and I would expect to all see yeses. Okay. Now, I have another question. Here we go. I'm just putting a space there. Is your list growing? Are you getting subscribed? You should be getting subscribers every day, because if you're consistently advertising your lead capture page, you're going to start to see subscribers every day, even if it's one. You're going to see subscribers. Is your list growing? Okay, so Brett, Brett, your list is growing, so you can't say no because I've seen the members come into CLB, so I know your list is growing. Right? They may not have confirmed yet, but it is. You've got members in CLB, so that's a list too. But I'm going to excuse you because you're pretty new to all this and pretty green, and you're doing awesome, and you don't even know it, which I love. All right, that's how simple this is. Once you're set up, it happens, and you don't even know it's happening. All right. So Marva, change your thinking. Just say yes. Okay? Because if you focus on, I'm not getting many, you're going to continue to not get many. Just say yes. There we go. Yes. Awesome. Good stuff. Now, here's a little secret for you. If you're setting up a new campaign for something or you're pretty new to this, you really only need one email in there to get it going. You can add follow-up messages as you go along. You don't need to, I hear this from people all the time, well, yeah, I haven't started advertising yet because I need to get all my autoresponders set up. You need one. Your subscriber simply needs to hear from you once. They need your contact info. They need to get whatever it is you're offering to give them. They need access to you. Once they're on your list, you can contact them anytime you want. That's right. You just need the welcome email. That's the only one that you actually need. Now, I mentioned that there are 1,000,001 autoresponders out there. I belong to all of them. I know how all of them work, and they all work the same. Number one, you're going to set up a campaign or a list. In GVO, it's called a campaign. Once you set up a campaign, you're going to set up a follow-up message. It's usually under messages. In GVO, it's under messages. Once you've set up your follow-up message, and you only need one to get going, then you're going to create a form. You're going to add that form to your capture page. That's it. And then you can add to your autoresponder as you come across all those programs you've joined. And if you haven't organized all those programs you've joined and you're still a bit overwhelmed about everything that's in front of you, then you need to continue to listen carefully, because I'm going to give you some hints of what to do with all those programs so that they're not overwhelming, so that none of this is confusing, so that you can be organized, so that your business can make sense, so that you can spend just a couple hours a day getting results. In Aweber, they call it a list. You can create and manage lists. In GetResponse, it's under contacts, and again, they call it a campaign. They're all different, and they're all in different places, as you can see. They have different headings on their menus. Don't let that scare you. Think of them as that the process is the same. I need to set up a list or a campaign. That's where my subscribers are going to go. It's like having a directory. And I need to set up a follow-up message, and I need to create a form. That's it. In Response Magic, which is an awesome autoresponder, by the way, they call it a list. I can create an email list. They're all different. They all look different. They all function different. And yet the process is the same. You're setting up a campaign. You're going to set up a form. You're going to promote. In Traffic Wave, which is, in my mind, the most difficult autoresponder to set up, although it is very highly responsive, the deliverability is high, it has lots of functionality. It's just for a newbie, it's a little difficult to set up. And again, they call their autoresponder an autoresponder, and it's a campaign manager. So that is where you would go and set up your list or your campaign. I'm feeling like my throat is giving way, but that's fine. Now, creating an opt-in form, this can be a little bit confusing. A little hint here is that if you have more than one campaign or more than one list, somewhere in the process, you're selecting that list to work on. So once you create it, there'll be a drop-down menu somewhere under your lists or managing your lists, and that's where you go to that list, and from there, your messages, your forms, and anything like your global fields, etc. When you are creating your form, I highly recommend that you include a phone number and a Skype ID. In GVO, you can set this up as custom fields, and then you just turn it on in your form. It's very simple to do. If you're following Contact Builder, it's done for you. All right, those fields are already there. They're preloaded. Now, adding your opt-in form to your capture page, this sometimes causes a hiccup because there's something else to learn, right? You're signing up for a program where you're going to create lead capture pages. But if you're following CLB, you just sign up for it. You're going to log in and follow the instructions to copy and paste a code, and then it's all done for you. You're just editing it. And yes, you're going to have to learn to edit things. You're going to have to learn to use your mouse. You're going to have to learn to do these things. Why? Because they're powerful and fun. And when you learn this process and you learn to create your personal websites, because we show you how to put your own picture on there, your name, it's about branding you. One of the most important things you can do is brand you. Is get you out there. People need to see you, even if you're brand new, never done this before. They see your picture and they're going, wow, looks like a nice guy. I want to go check out what they're doing. Make sure when you're setting things up that you test thoroughly, and always make sure that things are going the way you want them to go. So here's an example of my blog, and I have a form in my widget on my blog. I've added my picture, my name, and you'll see that in my form, I ask for their Skype and their phone number. And then underneath, they can connect with me on Skype. Now, you have to have a little bit of experience. You kind of have to know what you're doing to create a page like this. But again, it's not hard. It's really just copying and pasting. Now, here's a page that's part of Contact List Builder. This one is a very effective lead capture page talking about earning while you're learning. So earn while you learn with our team of mentors. So when you create a page, it's going to have your picture. It's going to have your Skype ID. And instead of Janet Legere invites you, you're going to put your name in there. So it would say Marva Brooks invites you. And on the right-hand side, it's going to be your opt-in form because you're going to edit the page and put in your form. Make sense? Here's another example of an opt-in page. Again, this is a CLB page done for you. You just copy a code and edit the page. So here again, you would put your name under the picture, your Skype ID, and your form. That's all you have to edit on this page. Everything else is done for you. Here's another page, another example. There's a form. My name, Janet Legere invites you. You're going to change that to your name. You'd have your picture instead of mine, your name instead of mine, your Skype ID instead of mine. But this is a page that invites people to fill out a form to get more information. And they work. They're all directing people to my autoresponder. From my autoresponder, they're getting my follow-up messages. From my follow-up messages, they're learning about everything I do. So I've set up my autoresponder. I've decided on a lead capture page template, and I've edited my form. I do recommend that until you figure out how to make this work, that you focus on advertising one list. You can have multiple capture pages for that list. So all of my CLB ones go to the same list. It's the same form. Okay, so no matter which capture page I'm using, the form is taking them to my autoresponder and directing them to CLB. Make sense? I can't stress this enough, guys, okay, because I know that some of you go out there and you create lead capture pages for this business and this business and this business, and you got all these lists going, and none of them are really growing very well. And so if you want your list to grow well, I recommend you build one list and direct them from that list to everything you do. That's how you connect the dots. Are we making sense yet? Now, generating leads, advertising is a process in itself, and it does take time to learn to do this. And this is another area where people get confused and overwhelmed because they have to learn something. So I'm going to give you, I'm going to Janetize this for you. I hope you're listening. Whatever program you're going to use to advertise. So if you're going to join a safe list, if you're going to join a traffic exchange, if you're going to join a text ad exchange, or any kind of program where you can go and advertise, solo ad resources, here's the secret. You sign up, you set it up, you schedule it. You don't spend 10 hours a day surfing traffic exchanges. And I mean, I don't even want to ask because I educate on this all the time, and I don't think any of you are surfing all day on traffic exchanges, are you? You know, no more than a half hour at the most. It shouldn't take you more than a half hour to surf at 5 or 6 exchanges. You can change them up every day, but really that's all you need to be doing. They are not effective. Vince, you're spending more than half hour on traffic exchanges? Because if you are, or maybe that question is coming from something else. Anyway, sorry about that. If you are spending more than a half hour, I'll let you have an hour, but that's still a waste of time. Okay? Traffic exchange owners out there, excuse me if you don't agree with me. Time is money. And if you want to make money, you got to be building your list. You got to be talking to people. You got to be connecting with people. You got to be getting results. And yes, traffic exchanges do work. I get results from traffic exchanges. But I only surf a few exchanges, 50 pages to 100 pages a day, depends on the exchange. I do my sweep of 10 a day. Well, Don does. Hopefully he has been. There's a method to the madness, guys, all right? You do have to do some surfing, some being the key. If we all do a little, it creates a lot of activity. But let me tell you something. Number one, you need to find some advertising money. It doesn't need to be a lot, but you do need to start somewhere. And I recommend that you purchase a solo ad. Talk to your spouse, talk to your mentors, find out where to buy the best solo ads, do some homework on it, make that happen, because that's the fastest way to get your list growing. Social networks are the second way to get out there. Just get out there and ask people to come and look at your stuff. It works. You just got to do it. You need to spend the time doing things, not spend all your time learning. Okay, put your hand up if you have been guilty up until now, or sometime in the past, you were guilty of spending all your time learning and none of your time doing any of the things you learned. I'm going to warn you, you can't do it all. You can't learn it all, and you can't do it all. So stop trying. Yes, there's 1,000,001 ways to advertise your business on the internet. There's 1,000,001 ways to build your list. You can't learn them all. I've been here for 15+ years. I do a lot of different marketing. I do a lot of advertising. I teach you a lot of different ways. I don't do them all every day. And I don't do them all. Some things I only have so many hours in a day, so I do what's most effective for me. And they're effective, and those are the methods I teach. And I switch it up, and I do a different thing today and a different thing tomorrow. But you know what? I have a plan of action. I have my daily checklist sitting here right on my wall, things that I do every day. Do I get subscribers every day? Yes. Do I get new members every day? Yes. Do I have more skills than you? By this point, probably. Did I have more skills than you when I started out? No. In fact, I had less because I didn't have the contact list builder. I created it. I realized that what I did worked, that I could repeat it over and over again, and it worked. Yeah, I'm janitizing it. I started, focusing on the things that I did that worked and teaching people how to do what worked for me. Sign up, set up, schedule what you're doing, do it. Join a new program, add it to your autoresponder. Not as a sales letter. Some of you get hung up. I can't do it till my autoresponder's set up. I got to write all these sales letters, and they got to sell. No use having those letters if they don't sell. I got to sell. Got to make sure I'm selling every time I turn around. I got to be selling all these people. Maybe if you stop selling, you'd start selling. I'm going to throw a question out there because this is where I want you to get. Pardon me. I want your subscribers to come to trust you because what you recommend really does work. So for the most part, when I recommend a resource to you, when I send an email out and I say, one of my partners just started a new resource, I've been using it, it's working for me, I think you should use it. How many of you are likely to sign up and upgrade? Because you've come to know me, and mostly because you've used the resources I've recommended before and they work. I'm going to have to get myself some Halls. My throat's getting a little dry. Give me just a sec. I just have to have a quick drink, and then I'll take a quick break. So I'm looking around the room, and just looking at who's on the call today, I know that most of you will at least join what I recommend, and you're most likely to upgrade because you recognize that if you upgrade in that program, you're going to get better results. There's more people to email. These are resources that are going to get you results to what you're promoting. Now, if you're not getting results, then maybe your system isn't set up the way it should be. Maybe you're too distracted. Maybe you're focused on this and that and this and that, and you're not really focused on one thing, and you don't really have anything set up. Where are you in that process? Yeah, there's times when I need a quick drink. Right now, I'm really feeling this. I need to get I'm pretty sure I have some Halls in my purse, hopefully. Hopefully I have some here. I don't have any in this drawer. I was hoping I did. Oh, but I do have a Ricola. That'll help. Welcome back to Calgary. I got to tell you, this is like one of the driest places on the planet. Unbelievable. All right. Are you guys getting this process? Are you starting to connect the dots? You get hung up on the advertising right here, the generating leads, because you think you have to learn it all. You think you have to do it all, and you're overwhelmed because you just can't figure it out. So are you listening? You do it one if you already belong to a ton of resources, and I know most of you do. So if you already belong to a ton of resources, like safe lists and traffic exchanges, one by one as you go through them. So you're going to go one. You're going to think, oh my God, I've got like 30 of them. When am I ever going to get through? I got 100 of them. Am I ever going to get through all of them? One at a time. You start with one, the first one that comes to mind. You log in. You copy the URL and you put it on a spreadsheet, put it in a text file, write it down in your notebook. I don't care where you put it. Just put it somewhere. Write down the username and password. If it's a safe list, write down how often you can email and when you can next email. Make sure that you set up your ads. Every program online that we use, that I teach, like traffic exchanges, safe list, text ad exchanges, all these programs have places where you can set up your own ads, banner ads, text ads. So do it. Go in there and put in an ad, sending people to what? Where would you direct people? I'm going to test you here. Where would you direct people on your ads, on your banner ads and your text ads? The trick question. I'm going to suck on my rib. Ooh, Carlos gets the prize. Good job. Good job. Oh, you people are listening. I love it. You're always sending people to your lead capture page online. Always, 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 always. You never advertise an affiliate page. You advertise your lead capture page. Always. Okay? Good job. All right? So make sure you've always got that in mind, that I'm going to set up a text ad. When they click it, it's going to take them to my lead capture page, because my primary objective on the internet is to build my list. So wherever you're doing it, make sure that's what you're doing. So you're going to set up your ads, and then you're going to send your ad. So if it's a safe list, you're going to go in and you're going to put in the subject and the body, and you're going to put the link to your lead capture page. Click send, and then you're going to put it on your calendar when you're going to send again. Then you're going to go get another safe list that you're going to use today. And, oh, wait, no, I'm not finished. So after you've put that on your list, now you're going to go into your autoresponder. You're going to go to your campaign, and you're going to write a quick email that recommends that safe list. You guys get that from me all the time. You'll get emails from me recommending safe lists, different lists that I use that work for me. That's what you're going to do. You're not going to write a sales letter about that and all the benefits you're going to get from that list and all that. That doesn't matter. You're just going to say, I've been using this safe list for a while now, and I get good conversions when I use it. Doesn't mean that you're going to get 100 signups every time you send to that list. On a regular basis, you're getting 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 conversions. I have my favorite safe lists out there that I get regular conversions. I have to email consistently. That's the key. Those subscribers, the members of those other programs that are seeing your ad, the more they see your ad, the more they become familiar with your name. And then they start to see you on your lead capture page on a consistent basis. And at some point they're going to say, I want to see what this person's up to. I'm going to check Jenny out. I see her on here all the time. I'm going to go fill out that form. Is this making sense yet? Then you're going to go to your next program. You're going to log in. You're going to make note of it in the same place that everything's organized. You're going to go in and make sure that your banner ads and your text ads are set up. They're directing to your lead capture page. You're going to send your ad, if that's what it is. You're going to surf your pages if that's what it is. And you're going to write it on your schedule. Then you're going to log into your autoresponder. You're going to write another email that recommends that list. And you might have that one go out a week later, 2 weeks later. In between that, you're going to add an email that simply invites them to connect with you on Skype, whatever you want to do. Now here's something else about your autoresponder, and the fact is that you have all these messages that are automated, and automation is a nice thing. We want to have a hands-off system that's automated that just gets, I just feed the system and it spits out paid members. Isn't that nice? That's what we all want. Well, you can have that. But the truth of the matter is your personal follow-up is what makes this work. Everything else up until now is mechanical. You set it up, it works for you. And yes, it does work. And it works very well. And when you put yourself into your business, when you let go of that fear of connecting with someone, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to say. What am I supposed to say if they answer the question? I say hi. What if they say hi back? What am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to do? You need to learn to do this. You need to learn to go out there and say, this is fun. I'm going to go out and have conversations today with as many people as I can. I've got an idea. I'm going to go and I've got a call I'm going to. I'm going to go to my list and I'm going to invite them to come to the call with me. I'm on a hangout tomorrow. I'm going to invite them to come to the hangout with me. I'm going to invite them to add me to Skype. I'm going to look for them on Skype. I'm going to look for them on Facebook. I'm going to look for them wherever I can find them so that I can connect with them. I'm going to spend my time reaching out to the people who've reached out to me. And if you spend time every day feeding your list, meaning feeding your funnel, getting people on that autoresponder list, and you regularly add to that autoresponder funnel, meaning that you add your programs to the messages as a recommendation, every program you belong to that is an affiliate program, you want to recommend it to your list. Unless it's garbage and it's not something you're using, don't recommend it. But if you're using a program out there and it's working for you, recommend it to your downline. Recommend it to your subscribers so that they can become your downline. So that when they upgrade and purchase that program, you will earn a commission. And that's how you create multiple streams of income focused on building your list. That's how you connect the dots. Do we see that yet? Are you guys really getting the whole picture and about connecting your dots? It doesn't need to be overwhelming. You need your autoresponder. You're going to add all your programs to your autoresponder messages as recommendations. That's how you connect everything. And then you just feed people to your lead capture page and continue to build your list. As new subscribers come in, you do your best to connect with them personally. Your list is everything. Build it, build it, build it. Make it your obsession that your goal is to get as many people filling out that form and giving you their email address as you can get. Because from there, you can make magic happen. Don't make this scary. It doesn't need to be. If you're not a part of Contact List Builder yet, become a part. Most of you already are. Log in, follow our Ready, Set, Go marketing system. Connect with me. I'm always available. This is my passion. This is what I do. There's no need for you to be confused. I will help you connect the dots to your business. That's what CLB is all about. Helping you really get this together. Helping you connect those dots to your business. So if you kind of got a little bit something out of the call today, I would love for you to share it. I would love for you to use it. I would love for you to make this work for you. There is nothing that would make me happier than for you to come and say, I got it. I connected my dots. I'm starting to see income. I'm starting to see more subscribers. Those subscribers are taking action. They're joining my programs. Some of them I'm upgrading. I'm starting to make commissions. And if you make a $1 commission here and a $5 commission here and a $10 commission over there, and all of a sudden you keep feeding that funnel and more people upgrade, all of a sudden you're making more commissions. And all you need to do is get your autoresponder set up, get that lead capture page set up, and advertise it. Focus on building your list. Get everything set up. It's not hard. We teach you at CLB. Copy paste. Okay? It's worth the time to get that set up. Spend all your time figuring out how to get traffic to that website so you get conversions. Invest in some solo ads. If you're using safe lists, get them organized. Make sure they're part of your autoresponder. Every resource you have, make sure it's part of your autoresponder. You don't need to be out there building this business and that business and, oh, I got to advertise for this one and that one. You just need to build your list and let your list do the rest. Georgia, you could send a broadcast 5 times a day if you want to on your autoresponder. You are not limited. Not by Aweber, not by GVO. I can send as many broadcasts as I want. You want to make sure that any broadcasts you're sending are of value. Value is the key here. We're already at the top of the hour. The time just flew by today. Are you guys connecting the dots? Did you connect some dots today? I really want to. I want to know if you did, because if you did, I'm looking forward to seeing your results. Stop complicating it, okay? It's not complicated. This isn't hard. Okay, I'm just building my list, one list. From my list, I'm funneling everybody to everything I do. That's it. The system is working it for me because I keep adding autoresponders to every program I join, all these affiliate programs that they're going to pay me if somebody upgrades. I'm going to make them part of my autoresponder. And I'm going to spend time connecting with those people who do come through my autoresponder. I will spend time personally making contact. So you get them on your list, and then you make personal contact. That's it. Connect those dots. Don't complicate this. Stop being here, there, and everywhere. Get your business focused. Get it working for you. Get your funnel working for you. We're going to be talking more about it as the days go forward. And if you need a little lift me up, Monday to Friday, we're at the Morning Motivator at 10 a.m. Eastern. We'd love to have you there. And then at 11 a.m. Eastern next Saturday, we'll be back here with some more training and tips to help you build a successful business online, because I believe you can. I did it. And I know that I can help you do it too. Let's work together. Let's get you focused. Let's connect your dots. Have an amazing day, everybody. Thank you again, Dawn. Thank you for your amazingness. Steve, thank you again for always being there. See you next week. Have a great day, everybody.